It's story time. It's story time. It's story time. It's story time. Good morning, Nakanos. I hope you're having a wonderful breakfast this morning and that you had very sweet dreams last night. Today's book is all about a little boy who has a dream. His dream is to be able to sail on a boat with killer whales. Killer whales are called that because they're a predator in the ocean. A predator is an animal that eats other animals. Their real names are orca whales, but in the book they call them killer whales a lot. That's their nickname. Just like you know that my kid name is Rebecca, but people call me Becca as my nickname. Okay, do you call me Becca? No, you call me Miss Nakano. Okay. This book is called Davy's Dream, and it's by Paul Owen Lewis. This was a book that my mom read me when I was a little girl, and today I'm going to read to you. I hope you enjoy it. Look at that inside picture. Isn't that neat? Look at how the bottom of the boat is kind of the same shape as that orca whale. Isn't that neat? It's crazy. One sunny afternoon, a boy named Davy lay in the tall grass on a hilltop dreaming. I like to pretend that this story happened in Washington State where we live, because I look and I see the water and I see the mountains, and it looks like there's a little harbor right there, and it reminds me of some of the places that I've been in Washington State. It was a dream about killer whales. There he is. He's got his eyes closed. This really isn't happening. This is what he's imagining in his mind. He saw himself sailing among them. He's still dreaming, and there Davy is on the boat, and see the fins of the killer whales right there, of the orcas. They're right beside him. How exciting. In play, their bellies up. They're so cute. In song, in silence, and enjoy. Look at how they're going out of the water and then they fall right back in there. That's a happy whale if you ask me. When he awoke, he ran down the hill into the harbor town, eager to share his dream of the happy whales with the people there. Wow, so cool. When you have a dream, of course you want to share it with other people. Let's see how the people in the harbor reacted to him. Ha! Wild orca, they're dangerous, laughed an old fisherman. Not like those tame ones doing tricks. Yep, wolves of the sea, we call 'em around here, agreed another. Hunt in packs and eat anything, said yet another, squinting his eyes as he spoke. They weren't very nice when he was telling them about his dream. You should always listen when people tell you your dreams, because it's very special to them. And even if you don't think it's going to happen, there's no need to be mean. There's no need to be mean at all. Davy suddenly felt very foolish. He told no one else about his dream that day. Look at, there's the fishermen, and they're all sitting around, and this one's even got some angry eyebrows there. Feeling foolish means you feel silly for the things that you think and you do. So he shared that dream, and because the fishermen were so rude to him and told him that that dream couldn't happen, he felt very silly and bad for talking to them. That is not the way you should make people feel. But the wonder he felt for the whales and the memory of the dream would not leave him. He sailed out to the harbor and into the straits to look for them. When they talk about the straits, they're not talking about lines that are straight. They're talking about after you leave the harbor, which is an area of water, and you go into the straits, that's like a little part of water that leads out to the ocean. So he's going to go look for the orcas and try to make his dream come true. Not long afterward, far away on the water's surface, he saw what looked like little black triangles. Look at, see him? Killer whale fins. Quickly he trimmed the sails and raced towards them. Davy's hopes rose together with the spray off the bow of the boat. But he could soon tell the whales were swimming away from him faster than he could follow. Wonder why they're swimming away from him. Maybe they're scared. I know all those fishermen were saying all those rude things about killer whales and how they weren't very nice and they went after other fish and things. Maybe the killer whales are scared of Davy because they've run into the fishermen before and the fishermen weren't very nice to them either. Once more, Davy trimmed the sails. Davy's hopes rose as he raced towards the killer whales. But at the last moment, the whales dived and vanished. So he kept on going after them. But they went underwater because they were trying to get away. Davy tried again and again, but always it seemed that the whales would have nothing to do with the boy in the boat. I guess the dream was just a dream after all, Davy said to himself. He sailed for home. So his first plan doesn't work, and he keeps on trying the same plan again and again and again, and he thinks that his dream just won't happen now. Let's find out what he does next. The next day, Davy was bored and restless. With nothing better to do, he climbed back up his sunny hilltop to think. As he sat, the heat of the sun made him drowsy. Drowsy is another word for sleepy. He lay down in the grass, closed his eyes, fell asleep, and began to dream again. I wonder if he's going to dream about those killer whales again. Wow. Look at that. See, he's dreaming here, and I see that it's another dream of the killer whales, but look at his boat. He painted his boat so that it looks just like the killer whales. Whoa, it's the same dream, but he has a different plan. When he awoke, he ran into town and telling no one. There he is. I see buckets, and I see a paintbrush, and I see his boat is up there. I wonder what he's going to do. Just like in his dream, look. It looks just like the orcas, just like those killer whales. He made a new plan to try to make his dream come true. Oh, and he's sailing back on the water, and look. The orcas, they're back there. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think they're going to go away from him again? Or do you think that they're going to come closer like in his dream? Whoa, I see Davy's peeking over this side, and these orcas are keeping on swimming. Look at this one. It looks like he's almost turning to say hello. Oh my goodness, there's the bottom of the boat, and there's the orcas. And they're not going away. They're not scared of him this time. Hey, it's just like he started. Look at, they're playing. They're singing. They're resting. Look at, there they are in joy, all together with Davy in his boat. Playing, singing, resting, and jumping for joy together. Davy and his new friends had done it all. But now the setting sun reminded him that it would soon be dark. It was time to go home. Davy waved goodbye, and the whales each spouted in reply. When they're spouting, there's a little hole, a blowhole on the top of their head, and they go shoot water out of it. Look at, there they go. They're like, hey, see you later, buddy. This one's like, I'll see you tomorrow, Davy. And there's Davy waving. The evening air darkened quickly as the little sailboat glided home. Then, without warning, there was a loud Crunch, and the boat lurched to a stop. Davy knew at once he must have hit a rock as the water began to fill the boat. The boat was sinking. Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be very scary. He just had this wonderful day with the orcas, and then when his boat hit the rock, down it went. I wonder what's going to happen. Look at the orcas. No sooner had he started bailing, that means taking buckets and trying to get the water out of the boat so the boat won't sink, when two towering black fins rose out of the water on either side of the boat. The boat began to rise and move forward very fast. Look at, they're helping him. There's one on each side, and they're pushing the boat up and then swimming forward so he can go back to the harbor. I don't think what those fishermen said about the orcas is true. In no time at all, Davy was safely back in the harbor. See, you can see where the whales are still helping him out. The next morning, Davy told everything to the fishermen. "Boy," said the first, "you've been watching too much TV." "Ha! Imagine that," said the second. "Being rescued by wild killer whales. That lad can sure tell a good fish story." "Got a screw loose, more likely," said the third, squinting his eyes as he spoke. None of the fishermen believe him. They think he's telling stories that aren't true about those orcas and what they did. I noticed it didn't say Davy felt foolish. I wonder if he's changed what he thinks. Davy left the man again, but this time a great smile grew on his face because he knew, and you and I know too, that dreams can come true. There they are together. The end. Nakanos. That book I remember so much as a kid because I would read it and I would think about all the dreams that I had as a little girl. And I think that the most important thing I learned from it is if you make a plan to have your dream come true and people say it's not going to happen or that'll never be true, all you have to do is come up with a plan. And if your plan doesn't work, come up with a new plan. Don't give up on your dreams. You can do it. Anything is possible. Mr. and Mrs. Kupfer, hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Bye, Nakanos.